At any rate, Officer Barthelemy is going to be a crucial and critical witness in Kay Flock's trial. While there is other evidence linking Kay Flock to Barthelemy was the first to identify him from the surveillance video, which is now famous all over the world.
Alright, I got a male black, 20 years old, wearing a black hoodie, jeans, fled northbound on Broadway at this time, Kay. The 3-0 lieutenant, that's the description we're going with for this level 1?
3-0 Sergeant 2, yeah, level 1, 1836.
Jeans, fled northbound on Broadway, on foot, headed towards Riverside.
Should be northbound on Broadway, possibly towards Riverside. Same description, male black, approximately 20 years old, black hoodie, light blue jeans with a black face mask.
Alright, right there, right. 3-0 Sergeant 2, do you see if aviation can come up to do a quick search in the park on Riverside Drive?
Sound 4, I'm getting aviation en route.
What up, world? It's neighborhood hero J Loco Peso, man. And it's almost that time, man. It's almost that time for the Montclair Menace, the Mary Assassin, the designer demon, Kay Flock, to go to trial. It's almost that time. Now, in case you, been out the loop, been living under a rock, or you just new to this, to this scene and to this culture, Kay Flock was a 21-year-old drill rapper from the Bronx that, was making a splash in the hip-hop scene about 3 years ago when he was 18 in 2021. Now, he collaborated with artists such as G Herbo, Lil TJ, Fivio Foreign, and most notably, Bronx legend, Cardi B. Now, Flocka, or KK, was on pace to become Rap's Rookie of the Year until he was arrested on murder charges on December 23rd, 2021. Now, I gotta take it back to before that because, a little over a month before that, on November 12th, 2021, Kay Flock, real name Kevin Perez, was arrested for having an illegal firearm on him during a traffic stop. Now, fast forward to late December, and the NYPD put out a wanted poster naming Kay Flock as the main suspect in the shooting that took place on December 16th, 2021. According to prosecutors, it was Kevin Perez, dripped in designer from head to toe, who was walking past a barbershop in Harlem when he spotted one of his ops, 24-year-old Oscar Hernandez, also known as Wasker or Honcho from Harlem, and dared him to come outside. Flock then proceeded to blam him in the neck and back as Wasker approached Perez.
I we got a shot fired. Operations Central.
Operations Central.
Shot spotter activation, 1832 Amsterdam Avenue, 2 rounds, street level, in the confines of 3-0.
Sound 4, 0 Lieutenant.
It's over here.
Central, be advised, we have somebody going towards Broadway.
What's the location?
Male, black ski mask, black hoodie.
That's a male black, that's black. Unit screaming, Kay, what's your location? Gonna be a confirmed male shot at this time?
The 3-0 Sergeant 2 says he'll be advised we have a male shot at this time.
Step 4, what's the location of that male shot?
Front of 1836 Amsterdam. Just let me get a bus forthwith. Let me get level 1 location as well.
Step 4, Kay, 1836 Amsterdam.
Put a rush on Central.
Sound 4, rushing the bus, Kay, 1836 Amsterdam, Kay.
Alright, Central, you have anything on the other units with the perp?
Now, upon release of the surveillance footage, the YouTube streets and social media and all the social media was saying that, he was cooked. Kay Flock, he done. He's stupid. He threw his career away. Because if you ain't know, Kay Flock was actually posting on social media like right before the hit, showing his ops. He was in a hood, toting his weapon, looking for smoke. Because the porch he was posted up on was, supposedly supposed to be like the porch of one of his ops, or the porch that like some of his ops shot a music video on or something like that. So yeah, everybody thought he was, dumb, including myself. I mean, we still do. But it wasn't until that we discovered that, Wasker actually had a gun on him at the time of his death.
Jeffrey Lichtman for Beyond the Legal Limit. I'm back, and we're here to talk about the Kay Flock case, real name Kevin Perez, my client, charged with murder stemming from an incident in December of 2021 in Harlem. Now, this case is pretty straightforward, although it was told two different ways up until a video of the incident was initially discovered. If you look at the press reports when this murder took place, Kevin, that's what I call him, was alleged to be walking by a barber shop in Harlem. And as he walked by the door, this is what the press reports actually say, he opened up the door, walked inside, and asked the victim, who was waiting for a haircut in the chair, what was he looking at? And then he shot the victim when the victim stepped outside to confront him. Now, initially, this shooting was described by law enforcement to be, in the media, to be gang-related. Now, again, once the video, because of course, every inch of every street in New York City is covered by someone's security camera. Once the video of the incident was discovered, it was revealed that Kevin walked by the barber shop, and the victim, who was standing at the door, not getting a haircut, not in a chair, but peering out, looking out the door, looking for something, it would appear, well, he rushed out to yell at Kevin when he recognized him. That's what it appeared. I mean, you see it with your own eyes. Kevin waved them off and kept walking with a young woman friend who was with him. Just walked by and was like, nah, not interested. Then the victim, I hate to call him the victim because he was the aggressor, he then walked aggressively towards Kevin and the young woman with his hands in his pockets. He had one of those puffy jackets with pockets. And he was continuing to threaten them on the street, threatening them. Kevin is alleged at that point to have pulled out a gun and shot the victim twice. When the victim was placed on a stretcher, a loaded gun fell out of his pocket. So when his hand was in the pockets and he was rushing towards Kevin Perez, my client, K Flock, well, his hand was on a gun, a loaded gun, and confirming that the threats he was making were not empty threats, I would say. Now, both the victim and Kevin are alleged by the state to be in opposing gangs, and thus the reason that the incident even occurred. So this is supposedly gang violence, according to the police.
Now, this is where the story can get a little blurred because, although there are no stand your ground laws in New York City, K Flock's lawyer, is arguing that K was simply defending himself because, Oscar had a gun on him. Like, basically trying to say, like, he approached him with the gun and that's why he had to shoot to protect himself. Maybe get him a manslaughter, He'd been locked up for like 3 years. So, manslaughter, you could get 10 years, come out in 8. Feel me? You probably just have a couple more years to do it, whatever the case may be. But the only problem is that, K Flock posted himself on social media, brandishing an illegal weapon on his ops porch beforehand. You see what I mean? So it's kind of hard to say you wasn't out there looking for trouble when you posted up in your ops hood. I mean, like, on his ops block, literally on their porch, like, with the weapon. You feel me? Because K Flock, he not from Harlem. He from the Bronx. You feel me? And he was in Harlem. He was in known enemy gang territory. Because they have him K Flock documented as a third side gang member. So they know who's into it with who, so they know he's in his ops hood, posted up on social media. So it's kind of hard to argue self-defense or whatever when this is what you're doing, man. Y'all young bulls, y'all got to stay off social media, man. Y'all be doing it to yourselves, man. Like, y'all be having way too much to prove. But long story short, when the Wanted posters would come out, K Flock would actually turn himself in on December 23rd, 2021, in which he would be sent to Rikers Island. Now, in February of 2023, Kevin Perez and 7 others were federally indicted on racketeering charges, with the feds also picking up his murder case. So now he's currently facing federal first-degree murder charges, an attempted murder charge, which allegedly took place on November 10th, 2021, 2 days before he was actually apprehended with that first gun, the first time in November. On November 12th, and racketeering charges and related to the Sevside/DOA crew, and was moved from Rikers Island to a federal prison pending trial. Now, K Flock was initially facing the death penalty, but on July 31st, 2023, the U.S. government said that they would no longer be seeking the death penalty in his case. Now, what's crazy is, K Flock, he's actually the only defendant in the indictment who at this time has not entered into a plea agreement with the government, so the other 7 pleaded out. He's the only one that's trying to take it to trial. And that trial is actually set for January 21st, 2025, man. Just about 2 weeks from now, man. And if K-Flock is found guilty on all charges, then he faces a mandatory life in prison, man. Crazy, man. I feel like, if you remember a couple years ago, the New York City mayor came out and was saying, like, how drill music, he wants to ban drill music and all that. And now they got the biggest drill art, arguably after Pop Smoke passed away. Pop Smoke passed away in 2020. K-Flock started bubbling up in 2021. It's like he just took the crown. It's like the crown got passed right on to K-Flock. He was becoming, if he wasn't locked up right now, he would be the face of drill music for New York City. He would be the king of drill in New York City, So I feel like, they're going to probably try to make an example out of him, man. And I hate that to be him, but you got to move smarter, man. He was asking for it. He wanted to be a gangster, He wanted to be in the op. He got $1 million. He got, you feel me, big deals with Capitol Records. You feel me? He was signed. He wasn't just a local hood artist. He was signed, bro. He was signed. He was getting features with Cardi B, they was investing in him, and it's crazy how he just threw it all away at 18. But I guess we're gonna have to wait to see his fate on the 21st, man. But let me know what y'all think, man. Y'all think they gonna throw the book at him? Y'all think he gonna get found not guilty? Y'all think they'll drop the racketeering charges, and just hit him with the murder? And just let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. It's the Prince of Diamonds, J Loke. Until the next one, man.
A shiesty covered most of his face, but a $1,500 Moncler jacket, unreleased Air Jordans, and a $1,400 pair of Amiri jeans may have still gave his identity away.
We have a found firearm 528 West 151.
South 4, that's a found firearm 528 West 151K.
3-0 squad sergeant on here. Yeah, go ahead. Sergeant 2, Tex.
Oh, Sergeant 2.
You can put it over the 3-3. The per possibly got onto the M4 bus heading northbound.
South 4.
See if we can reach out to MTA.
South 4.
ONC Boy Central.
What's the female we're looking for?
It's a female wearing a light blue sweater and light blue jeans, okay?
Any hair disturbed?
Step 5.
Any description on the hair?
3-0 squad, do we have a description of the female's hair by any chance? South 4, once again, no one's to get off the bus, okay? No one's to get off that bus. Do we have a description of the female's hair that we're looking for?
We have a witness that saw the female with the pink hoodie.
Does anyone know if there's a witness that's seen the female with the pink hoodie that can better describe her hair?